Buyer pulled our old inspection report from when we bought property without permission. Basically what is in the title. We are under contract to sell our home. They scheduled an inspector over today to go through the house. Standard procedure. However, the buyer and their family and their realtor showed up to go through the house alongside the inspection. We received no notice that they would be coming. Regardless, we were asked to leave the property and packed up our toddler and dog to get out of their way for a few hours. Note we are packing for a move happening next week, so the house is not in nearly same condition as when we showed the house. After we returned, their realtor informed us that we left our previous inspection report out for them to go through. From when we bought the house 4 years ago, this allowed them to go through our old report and compare alongside their inspection today. Our report was not available for them to review. We keep all of our house documents, appliances documents in a cabinet that we had not packed. They must have gone through our cabinets to find those documents without any permission. When we were notified they had looked through our documents, we went to see where they were, and it was back in the cabinet we always keep it in. So they must have dug in there to find it. In my mind, this is extremely unethical and borderline illegal. They are now trying to get us to negotiate a repair credit after all of this. I feel like they took advantage of them being there without us and unethically accessed privileged information. Do we have any recourse in this situation? I'm prepared to decline any credits or pull the contract purely out of spite and go back to market. How do you know they didn't also help themselves to your social security number, date of birth, bank account info, etc.? You should consider putting a freeze and lock on your credit with the 3 credit reporting agencies. Just say no to their requests. Maybe they are too invested already to pull out. If this is true, then the agent may have got more than just your inspection report. They saw a lot of private info or whatever you keep in the cabinet. I would report them to the real estate board. Edit skimmed too fast. If the doc was hidden away in a cabinet, it's really getting into trespassing emo. Your personal files were not available for inspection. I would deny all requests for credit. File a complaint about the agent. And I'm stubborn, so I'd likely pull the deal. I guess it's regional, but buyers being present for the inspection is totally standard where I am. The only reason a buyer wouldn't be there is if they truly couldn't, like they live overseas. I wouldn't think too much of that piece of the story, personally. Our inspection report has a cover page that says Confidential Inspection Report. Prepared exclusively for Home Beats. Sounds like the realtor pulled the old inspection report, brought it with them, left it on your table for the sellers to review, and took it home. I doubt anyone went ruffling through random cabinets to find it. How would they even know you had it? And why isn't your agent keeping you in communication with when they are coming to do the inspection? Are they citing the old report for these concessions or the new report? Is it possible that they obtained the old report from the 4-year-old listing in the MLS? I've seen many still active links to disclosure packages on inactive listings in the MLS. I didn't think you as the seller could be present during an inspection. I also think it's fine if the buyer escorts the realtor and inspector. However, the rest of the story is crazy. Did you use the same agent to buy the house? If so, your agent could have given it to them and just told you that after they realized they messed up. Any inspections older than 6 months are obsolete. I wouldn't worry about that. But talk to your agent to explain how you didn't like them going through your drawers. Don't overthink it too much. Look forward to closing this deal and a smooth move. So there was something you wanted to hide from the buyer in that report? There's more to this story. Cabinet riffling aside, would you have to disclose any known issues, anyway? Where was your agent during this? I would pull the deal and contact the real estate board and go with another buyer. Or at least not lower the price or offer to pay for anything. I would contact the agent's broker as well. Highly unacceptable. A wise buyer would be present during the inspection. Did you bother to ask them how they discovered your inspection report stored in a cabinet? If the documents were in fact concealed and not in plain sight, ask some questions and let us know what you learn. I bet they got the report another way. Maybe they know the inspector or the selling agent and got it that way. They are not supposed to do that either, so they made up a cover story. IDK why everyone is jumping to them rifling through your shit. It's 10,000 times more likely that they got the old report through the old inspector's company. I'll play devil's advocate here. Shouldn't anything that was in the old inspection and left unrepaired be disclosed in your seller disclosures? Thus, their repair requests may be valid, because you should have disclosed anything you knew was a problem. Do you know they actually found the report if it was back in the cabinet? It sounds like they're trying to strongarm you into some credits. Just say no and see what they do. You could honestly tell them you'll pull out and keep the earnest deposit due to breach of contract. From their ethics, that is highly illegal to go through your private belongings like that and then try to blackmail you down in price. If anything, I would ask for more money from them unless they wanted to lose their earnest deposit. This is insane. I wouldn't agree to any concessions at all, and I'd tell them why. I also wouldn't let those buyers back in the house until the house closes. Except for the final walkthrough, and I'd make sure your realtor is there keeping an eagle eye on them. You're sure they got the physical copy from your documents, and not a copy of it from whoever did the inspection? I find it unlikely that they would have taken the time to snoop like that, with an inspector and realtor present, and happened upon these documents and then willingly told you about it. I think it's far more likely they got a copy from someone else and your issue is actually with whoever gave it to them. I wouldn't pursue damages. Have your agent secure a backup offer if possible, so you won't have to show as back in the market if they walk. That way you can just say no to any of their demands. Take it, or leave it, folks. They're likely pretty invested. They're just trying to squeeze you. Sell to them, or you're back up. After your sell and close, I would write an honest review for their agent on every website I could find. Decline everything, and file a complaint against the realtor. This is really sketchy, but for legal damages, how would you be able to prove they went through your files versus their word that the report was left out? I would decline any requests for repairs or credits. Take a hard posture. Pretty classless of them. Have you talked with your realtor about this? I would file a report with the board of realtors in your state, at the very least mention the showing without notice, rummaging through your shit and anything else that did. They will give anyone who can pass a multiple choice test a real estate license. The bar is low and a lot of scum get in. Something doesn't add up with this post. Just refuse any credits. They won't back out. There was a thread here the other day complaining about how seemingly every realtor refuses to negotiate and play hardball with sellers, constantly arguing with their own clients. More than half, I'd say, are pretty incompetent. Therefore, just say no. They'll probably cave. And if they don't, go back to market. Screw those guys. If they are at your home and an inspection is taking place, why would they be searching for an old inspection report? What would make them even think about an old report and even looking for it at your home? I would see what the requested repairs are and move on. Sounds like you're in the middle of packing. Get the deal done.